Hey everyone, for those who are new to the channel or just out of the loop, I've decided to start making positive mental health awareness videos every now and then. Since I have a little bit of a platform, I want to be able to use that to help people through sharing my own experiences, and I've made another video within this format as well, so that'll be linked in the description below and in the cards and all the rest of it, so you can watch that if you want to as well. So today's topic will be about another self-deprecating thought that goes as follows: I am a failure. This could come about due to a situation where, say, you were either majorly messed up in life, or maybe that you just did something that made everyone else disappointed about you and just in yourself, or maybe it's just a combination of little mistakes over time. And I'm here to tell you that, quite frankly, you're not a failure. For starters, if you feel like a failure because you, say, lost a competition or failed an exam or something along those lines, that obviously sucks a lot. However, if you put your all into the exam or the event, then no one can ever ask anything more of you. There'll always be a next time, and you could improve and better prepare for it. But even if there is not a next time, it's not the end of the world, as again, you did your best, and people cannot call you a failure for putting your all into something that isn't something that's on you. Even if you look back and think that you didn't put your best in whatever you were doing, and you could still be good just to realize it as a learning experience as well, and to know to try the next time. It would incentivize you to do your best. If there isn't a next time, you can apply it to just any other situation in life. We all cannot succeed in absolutely everything we do, and if we get depressed over like one failed exam or one failed tournament, then existence as a whole is just going to be sad. Don't forget, you've succeeded before, and if you were just as happy as you were then as you are now by the one that you've failed, or as sad as the one you have failed now, you'd be over the moon, realistically. What's one loss by comparison to many of the other victories you've had? The next topic is the main one I want to talk about in the beginning of this video, where you may feel like a failure because of a big mistake in the past. I just want to say, you're still not a failure. We all make mistakes, and what makes us human beings. If we all got caught up in our own failures, then, as I said earlier, life would just be so much worse. This doesn't mean that the mistake you made is acceptable by any means. Of course it's not. If you did something to hurt someone else, then obviously it can't just be thrown to the side just because we all make mistakes. No, doing that would make you a failure in my eyes. What makes a good person for me is someone who makes mistakes but does everything they can to amend their mistakes and make things right again. By doing this, the person in question shows they're much more kind and giving to someone else and who messes up unapologetically. As long as you are truly sorry and do what you can to make things right again, you won't ever be a failure. Either way, the end of the line is if everyone messes up, even the good and bad people. The bad people will be unapologetic and will do things to either make things worse or just ignore their mistakes. Meanwhile, the good person will do what they can to make things better. We all make mistakes, so it shows true character what you do after you make the mistakes. If you're in a situation where you think you're not a good person and think, if you ever really have not tried to fix mistakes or even apologize for them and make them worse, then you can always still change. You don't have to be a quote-unquote failure forever. To quote a certain video game character I quite like, anyone could be a good person if they really try, and I believe those words fully. There is no set threshold, there's no level you need to reach to be forgiven or to not be a failure. Just do your best to improve as a person and make up for your past mistakes, and it shows that you're not a failure at all. Even if the worst case scenario, nothing could be done and everything cannot just be made better, simply by doing your best and making sure it doesn't happen again and realizing what you did is wrong, and this is a step in the right direction. Remember that any improvement or help is better than none at all. I brought this up in my previous video and I'll bring it up again because it's quite relevant here, and it's that depression or poor mental health can make you feel things that aren't true at all. For example, our brains will focus on the negatives much more than the positives more often than not. And I and several other content creators will attest to this. If there were, say, 5 good comments and 1 bad comment under a video you made, you're going to focus a lot more on the one that's bad than the 5 good ones. Just know that you're only a failure if you're a person who will willingly make mistakes, mess up other people's livelihoods, and just do not amend those mistakes or even try. Even if you think that you are one right now and my words haven't convinced you, then you know that you don't have to be in this state forever. Any improvement is good improvement, and being a better person will be better for you and everyone else around you. And yeah, that's about it.